Hey folks, Chris once again, and my god, my camera is so... For a minute there, my camera was kind of foggy, but I just got through eating dinner. My mom left and took my bird to McDonald's and played at the play place, so I didn't go because I was eating when she left. But this gives me a chance to film one more video for you guys. And this is a request from Eddie. And this one is called, where the hell did it go? There it is. Top 10 Scary Kid Shows. Now, we already did Top 10 Scary Kid Cartoons. But this is Scary Kid Shows. And it's my amazing Top 10. So, excuse me. So, without further ado, let's check it out. Yay. And of course, it starts with Chucky.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Jay Duran. I don't know about you guys, but I was definitely one of those kids that would get up early every Saturday morning to watch cartoons. I mean, I still watch cartoons. The news doesn't have nearly enough spirit bombs. However, there have been some twisted shows that have popped up over the years, so we're going to be counting down our list of top 10 scary kids shows. Like always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification.
I can tell Vader Zim's gonna be number 1. That or Goosebumps.
Bell. Stick around for the top 3 because they're super weird, and number 1 is one of my favorite shows ever. And without taking any longer, let's get into it. Number 10, Dirt Girl World. This show is about a girl who runs around in what seems to be an abandoned junkyard looking for things in the dirt. Now, the show is not scary because it teaches kids terrible hygiene habits, but because they're giant, strange heads and faces. They all look like their faces are peering in from the wrong side of a magnifying glass. Their creepy, distorted faces look like something...
What the fuck? Who designed these characters and thought, wow, that's not going to help my kids' nightmares at all? What the fuck are you... Whoever designed these Zim characters is smoking crack. I actually remember seeing these things on TV before.
That would be looking at you from your window while you're having a horrible fever dream. Every time I look at one of these things, I keep picturing that annoying orange.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Apple! It took me a while to figure out why I find these creations so unsettling, and it's because they've taken human features and slapped them on top of cartoon faces. Every character in this cartoon looks...
Cartoons and real life real life and cartoons do not fucking mix unless the character is CGI into the real world like in Scooby-Doo. If you take a character, give them an actual cartoon face like SpongeBob or something. Stop putting them in faces on cartoon characters, please.
It's like they should be on the Cursed Images subreddit. Number 9, Terrahawks. I'm so happy I grew up in the anime era and not the era where people thought kids wanted to watch shows where the stars were nightmarish marionette puppets. Terrahawks was a show about a group of space cops that defended Earth from an alien invasion. The funny thing about this show is that it starts with NASA having a base on Mars in the year 2020. Guys are just a little off. But the disturbing thing about this show is the villain, Zelda. She's basically the scariest puppet I've ever seen.
Zelda. Hey kids, dude, hey parents, whoever created this damn show, you want to know something? Don't name something after something from a fucking horror movie called Pet Sematary.
She looks like a rotting old woman that is waiting for you to fall asleep so she can suck your life force out or bake you into a cake. In what kind of dark future did we let people get this ugly? Also, over the next few weeks, every time someone mentions Zelda, I'm not going to think about an amazing game series, but a cross between The Simpsons Crazy Cat Lady and Team America World Police. I don't want to. Number 8, Are You Afraid of the Dark? If you didn't grow up in Canada...
I love this show. I was more in the Goosebumps, but still, this show I love and still love. Classic show. Nothing negative.
Then you don't remember a group of preteen sitting around a campfire ready to share ghost stories. Are You Afraid of the Dark was a kids' horror show that would take live action looks at different haunted tales. It was like Twilight Zone for kids. The episodes would have all different kinds of themes crossing different eras. Some would lean more into the supernatural, where others would be more along the lines of science fiction. As a kid, the show would scare me so bad. I remember my mom and sister bugging me about how I was afraid of the I'm Cold episode.
Yeah.
But now looking back, it just seems like a lot of budget bad 90s acting. Some things were not meant to be.
The acting wasn't bad in this show or Goosebumps. It was just a little bit cheesy. I mean, you don't be too hard on these shows, man.
Revisited. Number 7, The Hilarious House of Frightenstein. Over in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada,
Never heard of this show.
Back in the 1970s, a group of writers thought about pitching a horror-themed comedy show for kids. The result was The Hilarious House of Frightenstein. The show had a wide range of segments. They would vary from educational, music, jokes, some of the worst special effects I've ever seen in my life. The show was pitched as an extremely cheesy take on B-list horror movies, crossed between some elements from a talk show. And boy, did they ever nail it. It sounds very bizarre, but it was actually a big hit, recording 130 episodes, and it even starred one of the creepiest men in history, Vincent Price. The thing that made the show such a huge success wasn't the unorthodox approach to edutainment, but it was the airing schedule. The show would air twice a day, once in the morning so it could catch kids before they went to school, and once during late night so it could catch stoners who wanted to watch something weird. Number 6, Jigsaw. Let's do a jump across the...
Jigsaw. A show named after a horror movie, huh? Who the fuck makes these goddamn fucking cartoons, man? God.
Pond and take a look at a 1980s children's show called Jigsaw. For the most part, the show is pretty normal, except for the demonic-looking freak of nature, Mr. Nosy Bonk. This tuxedo-wearing terror looks...
Its nose looks like a penis.
It's like he can smell every inch of fear he induces into the public. His pale face and suit make him look like he went to the Slender Man School of Fashion. Not to mention the gigantic grin he's got ripping across his face. That, paired with his gigantic eyes, give off an expression that he can't wait to turn your body into furniture. Not only does this guy look like a creep, his hobby is growing more Nosy Bonk clones in a greenhouse. So that means there could be more than just one of these freaks running around on the loose. No thank you. Number 5, IE Yoga. When you were a kid, I bet you would sit around all day thinking, man, I wish I could just learn some yoga right now. No kid has ever been jonesing for some yoga. That's not a thing. So I have no idea.
Yoga is one of the worst things ever if you don't have a chiropractor.
How this show got passed. It's about a 50-something-year-old man teaching kids yoga with his chicken mascot sidekick who's Jamaican for...
Bad touch. Stranger danger. Bad touch. Stranger danger.
Some reason. Now the part of the show that creeps me out is about how often this guy helps these kids get into poses by getting hands-on. Why is this a show? Why do parents let their kids...
If you're a stranger, if you're an old man, you put your hands on me, you're gonna get those hands cut off.
Be on this show. Who is this old man? All of this makes me so uncomfortable, so I'm just gonna move on. Number 4, Junior Christian Science Bible Lesson.
The fuck?
After 20 seconds of watching the show, you're gonna be begging me to put on some Veggie Tales. The Junior Christian Science Bible Lesson is probably one of the worst named shows of all times and stars puppets with eyes deader than Lindsay Lohan's acting career. It was a cable access show to help kids learn about the Bible and get...
God damn. These things... What? Whoever Are You Afraid of the Dark? Whoever makes these kid shows must be smoking some heavy shit. What the hell they're smoking? I want some.
Guessing whatever the Bible constitutes as science. It would have some made-up Christian songs along with some old classics. Something that's really throwing me off about the show is that there's 2 main characters, both of which that are puppets. One is a human man, and the other is a green alien. Do Christians believe in aliens? I've never been to church, so I'm not sure what the rules are, but I thought Scientologists and girls who buy crystals were the only ones who pray to the stars. Number 3, The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald. What's even worse than having the main character of a kids show a creepy marionette doll? Well, why not a clown? The Wacky Adventures of
It ain't as bad as Raka Raka's version of Ronald. Trust me. I've seen shit.
Ronald McDonald starred the Clown Prince of Crime, running around the world doing crazy things. Now I know the Clown Prince of Crime is actually the Joker, but who's really more threatening? I wonder what kind of wacky adventures they got up to. Like, hey, today let's spread childhood diabetes, yay! There wasn't just Ronald on the show, but there was also his misfit gang of McDonald's mascots, like the Hamburglar and Grimace. The part of this show that makes it scary is just the idea that McDonald's found another way to make their borderline toxic waste more appealing to kids. Number 2, Goosebumps. I don't know what kind of child...
Yeah, if you never heard... I love Goosebumps. It's like my favorite horror show ever, other than Stranger Things. Trust me, if you have not seen Goosebumps, seriously, learn your damn shows, for one. Second of all, he's gonna say the acting's bad, but I don't find the acting bad in that show. Much. The only acting I say was kind of bad was the baby episode, but I'm gonna do my top 10 Goosebumps episodes one of these days, man. It's a very good show. Scary as hell. Still might be scary to some adults. If you have not seen Goosebumps, where the fuck have you been? Just saying.
Childhood you had if you've never heard of Goosebumps. It's the insanely popular book series that got turned into a kids show that would take each one of the books and transform them into a live-action episode. Looking back, most of them were pretty cheesy, but as a kid, I could barely watch the intro. One of my favorites was the Mudman.
Yeah.
This creature would come alive when it rained and then would harden in the sun. His weakness was literally dehydration. Even though every episode of this show is pretty tame now, the idea of putting a Halloween mask on that you can never take off was a real concern of mine when I was 9. Nowadays, I'm only afraid of my tax return. Ren and Stimpy. This one is...
Yeah. This is like... The stuff in Ren and Stimpy is like South Park levels of graphic and disturbing.
Definitely the granddaddy of them all. Ren and Stimpy had it all. Gore, violence, suggestive themes, banned episodes. The creator of the show eventually got fired from Nickelodeon for taking the show too far. If you've never seen Ren and Stimpy, it's about a cartoon dog and his friend, and the two of them do some of the goriest things I've ever seen animated. More than once in the show, a random character will take a cheese grater and shred a part of their body. The two main characters were so unstable, they both show signs of several mental disorders, and this show was hated by parents all over North America. I know it because when I was a kid, it was the one show my parents wouldn't let me watch, so I would have to sneak it whenever they weren't home. Well, everyone, that's our list. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let us know in the comments what your favorite Twisted Kids show is. Like always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Until next time, I've been Shaderena, and I'm going to find out which streaming service has Ren and Stimpy so I can rewatch all of it.
Good luck on that, man. But, yeah, other than Goosebumps, Ren and Stimpy, Are You Afraid of the Dark, and Ronald McDonald, I haven't heard of the other shows, but whoever made that one with like the cartoon characters with the human faces, what kind of strong shit was that person smoking when they made that damn show? Cause that looked creepy as hell. It looked like an orange if he was human. And a female. Yeah. But Goosebumps, Are You Afraid of the Dark, Ren and Stimpy, and that Ronald McDonald cartoon are all the ones I've seen. The rest of those I've never heard of. I've seen the Dirt Girl World somewhere, I can't remember. But I haven't heard of the rest of those, so well. But the one Vincent Price one, that looks really good because Vincent Price is a fucking legend, man. He was amazing. Cannot say that enough. Great. Vincent Price was fucking great. God bless his soul. But let me know below what's your favorite kid show. I mean, my favorite of those were Goosebumps and Ren and Stimpy for sure. Two shows I probably shouldn't have been watching when I was a kid, but oh well. So with that said, guys, thanks for watching. Take care and good night. Because I'm not posting any more videos. I posted way too much as it is. So yeah, later.